I'm not the average musician. Well, I'm technically not a musician. I'm a software developer. I, I started this when I was in my 20s because at the time it was 1991 and everything just kind of fell apart. That was when the internet boom became a bust. And so it was like, well, I've always loved music. The thing is, my parents are both, they're German immigrants. They were in the war. So they were always like, buy what you need. Don't buy anything else. So
Sure,
I was always buying computer equipment. So, and then when that happened, I bought my first bass, which I did the video on it.
Nice.
First bass.
That's awesome.
And sorry, hold on. Got into a band with my friend who was playing guitar, and we had another friend who was playing guitar, and it just went from there. Started writing songs.
I've seen some videos, I think, of that band, right? You have some videos online from like a Battle of the Bands or something?
That was the second one.
Okay.
That one fell apart, and then I started working with this other guitarist named Don, and we started recording. That was on the 4-track. We did that. Awesome. And then he ended up passing away in
oh, sorry to hear that.
2000, yeah, he drowned in Lake Erie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's on our side. It has like there's heavy undertow.
Oh, that's right. You're from the Great White North.
Yes,
that's right.
I'm about 30 minutes from Niagara Falls.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we had some tributes to him, and then I was asked to record another song. Like this was 2011. I had dropped out of music for 10 years. I was out because I was doing other stuff. I grew up and then got back in and just kept pushing. So because a friend of mine said, I need you to record a song, to write the lyrics to a song for me. That was one that Don had started. And then I was like, okay. I said, you realize I haven't written a song in like 15 years. And he's like, just do it. And I said, okay. So I did it. And then we recorded it at a studio, at a real studio, and not just a 4-track studio. and then went from there.
Cool. Yeah. So what was like the impetus for starting your channel?
This has been I'll be honest, it's been about a 2-year project for me.
Where can people find you again? Just to let everybody know, because you have a channel.
The MPF project.
Cool. So youtube.com/the MPF project.
I'm not sure. If you put it in the search, it's got I've got one of those serial URLs. I don't have the MPF project.
Oh, okay.
It's like an ID or something. But if you put the MPF project, you'll find it.
Cool.
And it was about 2 years ago, and I said, you know what, I should really, because I was working on the DP32, I was like, I should really start recording what I do on that. And that's I'll just show you. It's right in front of you there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I'll just swing around the room for a sec.
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's a cool.
I have my camera. I have my camera on a stand on the desk.
Oh, cool.
And let's see. Oh, there's the Goya. That's my Goya. I love that guitar.
That's nice. Yeah. Wow.
This is a Dean. This is actually owned by my friend named Dean. He's always wanted a Dean guitar, but he hates the metal look.
Yeah.
And he saw this one. That's my Norman acoustic, and that's a Fender 12-string that my wife bought me.
Nice.
The records on the side that's our wedding. That's our wedding. That's where everybody signed. That's the wedding, whatever they call that, the wedding book.
Oh, nice.
And those are the 3 CDs I'm on. And that's just there's just junk everywhere in here.
We got the Mike Foerster studio tour.
I've never done one, so now I am.
There you go. You can say you have.
And and then I just thought, I should do this. And then it's one of those where you never think you're ready or good enough to do it. It's like, okay, am I ready to do this? No. Do I have a camera? Well, yes, but it's not the greatest. and then you just keep going from there, and you're like, okay, I really need to start doing this. And then I just decided this year, I was like, okay, January 1st, we're going to start. And I started doing like rocksmith videos and some other stuff.
Cool.
And yeah, so that's where
Uh-oh.
that's where I am now. And I had to upgrade the old computer was just dying. So what's the matter?
I think you're like cutting out a little bit. Can you hear me, Mike?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you look like you cut out a little bit there for a second.
Did I die out?
Let me see here.
Hello?
Yo, Mike, can you hear me?
Did I die?
It's this poor network
Yeah,
connection.
I can hear you. Your face is not moving now.
Yeah, same with you.
Okay. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The wonders of technology.
I'm wired. Okay, well, I'm wired in. I made sure that I was wired in. Yeah. So I had to buy I bought a new computer because it was just getting the videos were not up to what I felt they should be, and
cool.
I've gone from there. But I know you're talking about gear acquisition syndrome?
Yeah, that's a real phenomenon, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I have that. Well, I had it. I had to stop. It was getting to be too much.
Yeah, I think that happens with a lot of people. You know, that happened to me too, and that's why I wrote the whole like ebook on it. You know, and try to tell people, because it's kind of like what you were saying before about getting the things that you need and just getting what you need. You know, and I think it's so easy to acquire stuff but never work on what you want to work on. You know.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I enjoy your channel. I find like your stuff is cool.
Thanks, Mike.
And interesting. And
I appreciate that, Mike.
And I'm trying to aspire to be more like you.
Wow.
I'm trying to be calmer and looser about what I say and not be as like. It makes me laugh that my first video is one that everybody watches, and I seriously think they're watching it because I am so bad in it. It is terrible, but it's like
I guess that's possible.
But it's just fun. Like when somebody says to you, "Oh yeah, I saw your video. I really enjoyed it," or you get a nice comment, and it's like, well, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's super fulfilling.
It's when you get those dislikes that I'm just like, why? What did I do?
I know.
Just tell me.
We've been chatting a little bit about that in the chat. I feel the same way. It's like the dislikes. I mean, they all count the same, so it doesn't matter too much about the video, but you'd like to get some kind of feedback, whether it be positive criticism or not. It would be nice to say, like, because you don't know. They could just not like that the fact that your room is yellow. You know, they could not like the fact that you said one word and meant to say another, or I don't know. Yeah. I just think because like the goal for me is definitely to get better at what I'm doing. So the more feedback and constructive criticism, I think the better. Yeah,
it helps. Yeah, well, the room is yellow because that's what the ex wanted. But I didn't choose this color.
Yeah.
And but it's worked out.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm trying to get better at the videos, do more stuff. I am enjoying the challenges because that's what's nice. That's the other thing. Like when you buy all this stuff and then you don't use it, it's like, well, why did I buy all this stuff?
Yeah.
So it's nice when somebody says, "Oh, write a song." Okay, let's write a song and do that.
I really appreciate you coming along for the fall song challenge, Mike. I think that's really cool that you decided to do that.
Well, I had this. I had the DP008. I don't know where I put it now. You see how small these are? Hold on.
Yeah, I saw that in your video. I think you had the picture of it, right?
Yeah, I don't know where I put it. Let's see, I know it's in one of these drawers. Where did I put it now? Like I said, there's tons of crap in here. It's just... Did you watch the Bad Monkey video at all?
I haven't watched that one yet, no. I just saw the one, because I was actually checking my Twitter, which is something I rarely ever do, and I saw that you tweeted at your progress video, so I checked that one out.
Yeah, I used the Bad Monkey in that one.
I know. I saw the picture of the Bad Monkey on like the desk.
I think that Laney over there, I just bought that on a whim. Well, I needed an amp because we were doing a show, and I bought that. I can't find it.
Oh, it's all good.
And I bought that as a because there's a Fender Twin Reverb sitting over there. It's not mine, it's my friend's, but I wasn't going to take it out of my house to do a show out in the backyard of somebody's house. So I bought the Laney, and
that's
honestly,
very nice of you. I feel like most musicians just like, I'm just going to use this thing.
Well, it's funny. He had a Marshall here, like a solid state Marshall, and I was like, okay, well, I'll use that. And then he said, hey, can I get the Marshall? I need to borrow it for something. I'm like, okay, sure. So he came, got the Marshall, and I was like, yeah, now I need an amp. So I bought the Laney. The concept was I'll buy the Laney, and then I'll sell it afterwards. But I ended up using the recording, and I really like the sound of it, so I might just keep it and see how that goes.
Cool. That works. That's awesome. I mean, I think if you use it, that's what I always say too about acquiring stuff, because I have a lot of cool stuff too, right? But I try to use a lot of it at least once a day, or I mean, like at least once a week. But some of the stuff I use like daily, and I think that's always a good sign to get something. If you're going to use that amp a lot, then more power to you.
Yeah, it does. It does help, and yeah, it's just crazy. So. What else you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, so we were talking a little about the fall song challenge that's been going on. That's the second year I decided to do that, because last year I did like a hip hop song, just trying to challenge myself to do something else. And this year we did the metal one, and you're working on the power pop ballad.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think we should do with that stuff? I think I'm going to put them all on like a free download somewhere. What do you think?
Sure, we can do that.
Just kind of make a playlist of them, or I figure because there's a lot of people have been sending me this year, especially. There's I think I have like 4 or 5 tracks already, and there's still more coming in. So I feel like we got to do something.
Bobby
with them.
had one.
Yeah.
And
Jody.
Jody. Do I know? I don't know if I know Jody.
I don't know. Freighter Tater is their YouTube.
It's a good name. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have a couple. I think my buddy Jason did one. I want to say, I don't know. There's been a few that we've gotten, so it's cool. And I think I would definitely want to put them out on something. So I was just trying to think what to do with them, because it seems like there's been a lot more this year. Oh, you know what I was going to tell you, Mike? So I found this thing. Jeremy sent me this thing about National Solo Album Month. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think?
I don't think I'd have time to do an album in a month.
Yeah, it is a lot. I think I'll be able to do it because I can get stuff done pretty quickly. But yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely because it has to be they want it to be a certain amount of time. So a lot of the stuff I write is shorter too. So I'd have to write probably about 3 times as much. So I don't know. But it seems cool. Yeah. I like the idea. It's kind of like, you ever hear National Novel Writing Month? It's like November too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and the idea is write a whole novel in a month, and then you'll have something that you can keep working on. But I like the concept. I think it kind of aligns with a lot of the stuff on the channel, and a lot of the stuff I'm trying to do. Just tell people, about, I don't know, just work on stuff, and get stuff done.
Yeah.
Well, like you were saying, you buy all the equipment and then you never wind up using it.
Well, that's what I found that YouTube has done is it makes you, because you're like, okay, I have a deadline now, and I have to, I'm releasing one. Like I'm now releasing one on Monday and Thursdays.
Wow.
Sometimes on Tuesdays, sometimes on Wednesdays,
that's
or
awesome.
sometimes on Tuesdays, sometimes on Saturdays, or Sundays, if it depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing a gear one on Thursdays now. So I take all my old crappy gear and I say, this is what I've done with it. This is how I've used it. And I've got some weird stuff. I don't know why, but I ended up collecting these back in the 80s, late 80s. Roland made these Boss micro racks. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. You can look them up. They're these. They're half the size. They're half racks, and
I think yeah. There's like a reverb delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's tons. In total there's 12 different ones.
Whoa.
I have 3, but I have 4 of them. I have 2 compressors, the overdrive distortion one, and then this pitch shifter delay. It's really weird. I used it on a Christmas song I wrote. I pitched my voice up an octave on it, and I used it for the elf sound to make it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do reviews on those. They
Nice.
are, yeah.
You could do a whole series on those. You said you got 12 different ones. That's amazing.
Well, there are 12 different ones. I have 3 different ones.
Oh, okay.
But there's 12 in total that you can buy.
That would be a great series, like doing those 3, and then you could do one every once in a while, like trying to hunt down the other ones, or like that. I think that'd be fun. And the boss stuff, I mean, I'm always interested in that stuff, just because I don't know. I mean, I like boss pedals. A lot of people don't like them for one reason or the other, but I'm a fan, I guess. And I mean, not all of them are great, right? But and not all of them work for what I need to do with them. But I feel like that type of the Roland stuff is always, people are always interested in seeing more about it, especially those. They seem like some rare niche thing that was available. Because I know like some of those are those like, now are any of those like in pedal format, or are they like early iterations of the pedals?
Well, no, this was a new concept that they decided to try. It was to make a mini rack system. You could buy, like, it was about this wide. You could buy the rack.
Like half of like a 1U, right?
Yeah. You could just put it on your desk but yeah, well, you use the was it the heavy metal pedal?
Yeah, the metal zone.
Now, when you hooked it up, how'd you do it? Did you go direct into your guitar?
Yeah. I wanted to try to get the best sound I could just using the pedal, because that one in particular seems to get a lot of flack. But that's the one thing I started doing that series about Trash or Fantastic. It's supposed to be about like pedals and finding the worst pedals. But what I realized is, like, it really just depends how you use it. Like, I feel like all pedals have a redeeming quality, and the metal zone's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's useful. It's, it might not be the sound everybody's looking for, but for like a cheap distortion, if it sounds great. So yeah, I've just been going direct in.
Oh yeah, well, because the people say the best way to use that one is actually to put it in your preamp, use it as a preamp, and then go in.
Yeah.
So you pretty much did that by going direct into the system. So
yeah,
But yeah, I got this one for.
Oh, what's that guy? Digitech?
Yeah, it's an RP 100A. This one I got this with 2 other pedals and a cup of coffee for $20 and a cup of coffee.
Wow! Wait! You got to tell that story.
I was looking online. This is what started the Gear Find thing, and let's grabbing the other 2 out of here. And I found this guy. I don't know if you've Dan Electro. You have a Dan Electro guitar, right?
Yeah, I have like I forget what the lineage is, but it's like Silvertone. Dan, I think it's like maybe some of them are branded Dan Electro, or they're made by Dan Electro. But yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So I got these 2 pedals. They are
those like the food series?
Yes, hash brown, and I don't have my glasses on, and pastrami.
Okay.
So the guy had this. He had these 2 pedals and this Digitech up. Now I've done a whole series on these ones too now. So this one as well.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, oh, and he wanted $10 for each. And I said, well, we take 20. He says, well, if you throw in a cup of coffee, I will. So I was like, okay. So I picked him up. I gave him his coffee, and then so I did the one video with the Digitech. That was a pain in the ass.
Wait. So you showed up to the guy's house with a cup of coffee?
With a cup of coffee and $20.
That's amazing.
So what ticks me off? He said to me, yeah, as you can see, the battery casing is gone. Yeah. And he said, well, it doesn't have the backing on. The battery should still work. Well, they didn't. And I said, it doesn't matter. I have adapters. So of course, go out, buy an adapter. You have an adapter. Mm-hmm. This works on every other pedal, even my Digitech ones. Does not fit in this one.
That's odd. Yeah.
Does not. So I was like, oh, great. Now I was lucky. After I did some digging around my room, I did find an adapter that does work. So I was kind of happy. So yeah, I did the one. This is cool because it has a drum machine on it.
Whoa.
Not a great drum machine. It just kind of plays a beat, and then you can play along with it.
Sure. I mean, that sounds like the Boss Looper, I think, is similar to it. Just has like a really simple beat you could put on it. What is that pedal called again? Is it, and what year do you think it's from approximately?
I think it's like early 2000s. It's an RP 100A,
RP
the
100A.
Artist
Okay,
series.
cool.
Yes,
It
the
looks
Artist
complicated.
series.
It honestly looks.
I haven't really played with it that
Yeah,
much, but I intend to use it for something.
I've heard good
And
things about some of that era multi effects. I was always kind of turned off by the multi effects on it, mainly because of the complexity with them. I need stuff to be very simple. That's just how my mind works, I guess. But I've heard good things about the effects on some of those units, the multi units. So
yeah, I was trying to cram all my stuff in my drawer again. So yeah, well that was fun to do, and I bought that, and and I went, you know what, I should really do a series on the finds that I got for the gear,
yeah,
like the and then it's funny because then because I looked on eBay for a similar pedal one or the same model, and they wanted $34. So I'm like, well, I paid about $7 for everything, so that's not bad for each
yeah,
one.
and a third of a
And
cup of coffee.
yeah, I got McDonald's coffee because I'm not a fan of Tim Hortons anymore.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tim. I was gonna ask you if it was Tim Hortons. Yeah,
No, no, I honestly, McDonald's coffee is better than Tim Hortons coffee.
really? Is that
Yes.
sacrilegious to say as a Canadian?
I don't know. It's just gone. It's just not as good anymore. It
Yeah.
used to be good. Now it's not.
Can you give anybody listening like a quick rundown of, because I don't know, I didn't know what Tim Hortons was up until a couple of years ago. So could you give us just a quick rundown of what Tim Hortons is in
Okay.
Canada?
Tim Hortons. Tim Horton was a hockey player.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was actually I don't quote me on this. Somebody told me that he actually won. I think he won. He was part of the winning at the time when the Leafs were doing well and they won the cup, which is since '67. So that's a long time ago. And so after he retired, he decided to start a donut shop called Tim Hortons. Makes sense.
Yeah,
And well, see, that's okay. So have you seen Wayne's World?
I have. Yep.
Okay, you know how they have Stan Mikita donuts?
Is that like the name of them?
Yeah, that was the name of the donut shop that they were at, was Stan Mikita's.
Oh, it's like, is that fictional?
That's another hockey player,
Oh,
but he played in Chicago, and so it was the same thing. It was
because that takes
Mike
place in
Myers.
Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, so it was Mike Myers making paying
Reference.
homage to Tim Hortons.
Nice.
So that's where that came from. And yeah, so he ended up dying in a car accident. I'm not sure when.
Oh man.
And then I think they sold the business, and then it just expanded across Canada after that.
Yeah.
And I think there's some in the States.
Yeah, I've seen one in upstate New York, like closer to Montreal, like once you
Yeah.
get on the thruway there. So okay, so I was under the impression. So do they have like is it mostly just coffee and donuts then, or is there like burgers?
No burgers.
Isn't it?
It was
is it breakfast
food.
food?
It was breakfast now.
Oh, okay.
It started as coffee and donuts, and then as like McDonald's and everybody else started getting to the donut and muffin business, then Tim Hortons went the same route.
Interesting.
And that's where it is now.
Awesome. That's probably the best explanation. Like, there's so much I didn't know about Tim Hortons there, and I feel like everybody listening, that's awesome because I've been there because it's like I've heard of it, and it's in I don't know if you've ever seen that show How I Met Your Mother, but one of the characters is from Canada, and they talk about Tim Hortons, and they make a couple jokes about it. So I think that was kind of my first exposure to it, and then like when I was younger, and then I don't know, I was like, that's cool. I appreciate the Tim Hortons, the lineage and that's like a Wikipedia right there. Very cool.
Yeah, Robin Sparkles from
How
I Met Your Mother. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, she is actually Canadian.
Okay, that's true then. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's just
because they have that one bit. Then you know the bit I'm talking about, where they all say when Robin Sparkles became the other character, where were you and what donut were you eating? And it goes through like all the Geddy Lee and all the
Yeah.
Canadian rockers and people and Canadian I think Jason Priestley is in it. Yeah, and they all say like what Tim Hortons they were in and what donut they were eating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Jason Priestley made his own donut. He took a chocolate Timbit or something and put it into a donut and called it the Priestley.
Oh, really?
So I think for a week after they did that, Tim Hortons actually was selling what they called the Priestley, which was the donut stuck in the Tim Hortons, the Timbit stuck in the donut.
Interesting. Very cool. Cool.
Yeah, we Canadians, we're weird. So
that would be a great channel, just like talking about Tim Hortons. Maybe there already is one, and traveling around trying all the different ones.
There probably is. I bet you Tim Hortons has set one up like that.
Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, no problem.
Hold on, I gotta just turn this off and turn it back on because it's gonna shut off here.
All right.
Let me see. All right, cool. What were you saying? You got the coffee going?
I got a tea. I can't drink. I'm trying to get rid of dairy out of. I'm trying to get rid of dairy out of my diet.
Okay.
I'm just checking. It is recording. Okay. I just want to make sure it was still recording.
Yeah, my camera does a thing where I guess to protect the lens from getting too hot, it like automatically shuts down. So I have to make sure. Yeah, it's weird. After like a half hour, it automatically will just shut off. So because one time I was doing something like an interview like this, and it was like I didn't realize that it was shut off, and it was an hour in or something, so I didn't have half of the video. So
I hate when that happens because I have, the one I have here, the Sony, that's an actual movie camera. This one, the Handycam, but I have a Canon one that's my wife's, and it does that after half an hour. It just cuts out.
Yeah. So something to do with the sensor. Exactly, it'll just shut down. And I guess it's because it will run hot if you leave it on too long, or I don't know. I think it's okay, but I guess it's a protective measure. But in case anybody's listening and you have a Canon DSLR, it will shut down after 30 minutes. So
yeah,
save you the trouble, save you the heartache of losing your footage.
When I looked in the manual, I think it's once it hits the maximum size of the file, then it cuts.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that's where this one will just keep running. Do you ever use your phone for recording?
I have. Yeah, I use it a lot with like overhead shots. I have this. It's kind of like on the wall. It's like a mic stand adapter, and I usually use that as like an overhead shot. So I do that if I need a second camera. And actually for the live streams, I use my phone.
Oh yeah.
For those, yeah, just because it's easy to set it up through the phone. I was trying to get a setup with the camera or set up, with some of the broadcasting software, and it's just too convoluted, and my computer isn't. As you heard in that one video, you commented that if that's your computer in the background, you need a new one.
Wow. Yeah.
Because
my laptop sounded like that too near the end.
Yeah.
So I know.
It just happens like right now. It's fine. I'm like Skyping, and I have Logic Pro recording, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But for some reason with the live streaming, I think I figured out what it was. I think I had it outputting at like 4K, which was probably too much for the computer to handle. So I don't know. I'll have to try it again. I changed that setting to 720, but yeah, I use the phone occasionally. I have used it. Is that what you use primarily, or what do you use the Handycam?
I've been trying the one part that I've been having troubles with is trying to do a top down onto the onto the 4 track and the 32 track, and with it being fuzzy. So I've started to use my cell phone for it, and I'm finding it's better.
Yeah,
it's a newer camera. Like the camera is it's got to be like 10 years old. The one that I have sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
A motorcycle just went by. Yeah, you might see at some point like flashing lights because I'm close to the fire station, so they go past here, and you might see that.
Okay.
And so that's my only pet peeve is trying to just get a nice picture of the Tascam so it just looks good and you can see everything.
It seems like you have a good stand there for the camera, so maybe you can somehow make that as like an overhead. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I have this, but that's not the problem. The problem is the image afterwards doesn't look that great.
Now, what about? Let me ask you, what's your lighting situation?
I have the one above me, and then I have one off to the side that I use.
Okay, yeah, because that'll definitely. I was watching this guy. He's actually a Canuck, Peter McKinnon. I don't know if you've heard of
Yeah.
him. He's like a big YouTube photography guy, and he was saying I actually got some new lights because my other ones were, I don't know, they were bright, but I wanted to get some better ones. And I got to say the lights make a big difference. So
Yeah.
he says that bright pixel is a sharp pixel. So if it looks fuzzy, it might be because there's not enough light.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at getting. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a battery style that's supposed to sit on the camera, but you can put it on a stand to.
Cool.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like a cowboy thing. I can't remember. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I got mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a clamp for my phone, so got the clamp.
I have that same clamp. That's funny.
Well, I bought these on Amazon. I bought one, and it worked really well. And I was like, besties. And and so I bought one, and I was like, oh, that works really well. So I ended up buying another one.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can have the one, because at one point, because I'll do a picture-in-picture where I'll do the display part of the Tascam.
Cool.
And I'll zoom in on that, and then the other part is just the rest of it. And I like, but it's still, I'm trying to get it so it's not so fuzzy.
Yeah,
I mean, the hardest part.
It sounds like, because I know my my iPhone can look fuzzy too, and I wonder sometimes because my iPhone's iPhone SE, which is like a bit older, so it could be the camera on there too. But I noticed like the lighting makes a huge difference. Like even when we're doing the live stream with my camera, I mean, live stream it can't be as HD because it's has to shoot that signal out over the internet. So if you have a slow internet, it doesn't really work. But yeah, I've noticed that with my iPhone camera too. And that's why I kind of don't use that as much. I mean, they always say the audio is most important, so that's what I always try to make sure. I was like upgraded that or made sure that was with the equipment I had sounded good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe what about that? Do you have a DSLR? You said the Canon. Have you tried using that?
Yeah, I put a macro lens on it. It worked well.
Cool.
But once again, you get half an hour and then you're done.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, it's quite heavy, so it hangs over here.
Yeah, and it probably drags the thing down with it, right, over time or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I just have a Samsung S7. It works well, so.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second.
You're buzzing.
Yeah,
I was checking my phone.
I keep getting these. Sorry about that. Yeah, I keep getting these. I don't know. There's been so many like spam calls lately. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if somebody got my number or what the deal is, but sorry about that, folks. Sorry, Mike.
That's fine. We have the problem right now in Canada where we have India calling us, people from India calling us, claiming to be the Canada Revenue Agency and that we have to pay them so much money in iTunes cards.
Whoa.
Or, yeah.
What does the IRS, right, what does the Canadian IRS need iTunes cards for?
Yeah, that's the thing. So they'll call and they want iTunes cards. They want iTunes gift cards.
Well, at least they're into music.
Yeah. or you'll get arrested.
Oh.
And it's hilarious. Like, it makes me laugh because I have a friend who works for the revenue agency, and I said to him, I said, listen, you got to stop asking me for iTunes cards. You're not going to get any from me. And he laughed and said, they even call us in the office, and we just hold them on the line. We try to deal with them.
Wow.
Did I lose you again?
No, I'm still here. I can hear you.
Your screen has just frozen. You're kind of looking off to the one side right now.
Weird.
Here, I'll do this.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. That's weird.
Now we're both looking off to the one side.
You can still hear me, though.
Oh, yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, I can see my picture now. I'm like looking down. Weird. All right, well, as long as you can hear me, that's what counts. I got my video over here.
That's okay. So,
but yeah, do they accept Google Play Store?
No,
cards?
they just want iTunes cards.
Oh, bummer.
And yeah, so from what I've been told about it, it's actually people who work for the like the call centers, because they they generally have the best English, and they're doing it just because it's extra money for them, because they'll get a cut of how much comes back
of the iTunes cards. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Don't you think it's crazy that like it must work on somebody, because they wouldn't keep trying it if it didn't?
Well, it must work. If anytime I see a number I don't know, I just don't answer it. So you have to leave me a message, or I'm not. Well, you just disappeared completely.
Yeah, I think my camera shut down. There we go.
There you go.
I had to restart my camera there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, that's one of the things they do.
That's quite the scam. I'm taking some notes of what we're talking about, so I can put it in the description. So that was how do you say, Canadian Revenue Service?
Yeah, CRA.
Okay, CRA.
Canadian Revenue Agency.
Cool. There's something I thought of something I wanted to ask you when we were talking about all this. I forgot. We'll keep. That's okay. That's crazy though. I can't believe that they're looking for such a specific type of monetary compensation.
Well, my mom gets the one where Microsoft calls and they want to fix her computer. She has a virus and they want to fix it. And my mom says, well, that's really interesting because I don't have a computer. And they're like, and then they just hang up because it's like, well,
yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys get any kind of scams like this?
Yeah, there's some weird
Canadian
ones.
thing.
No, there's an IRS one, the Internal Revenue Service, the American CRA, and similar thing. They say something to the effect of they're going to come and arrest you if you don't pony up. I've gotten one. There was one going around where they say this one happened to me, and it was going around for a bit that they said my father has been in a car accident, and things got out of hand, and we tied him up and threw him in the back seat, and now you have to pay us if you want. They basically say, we got into an accident with your family member, we kidnapped them, you need to give us money or bad things are going to happen. And I was just like, there's no way, because I was like, you guys are crazy, and I just hung up and called my parents and everything. But very weirdly specific, and just so unbelievably silly of a call. I don't know. Wow. I guess it works on somebody. I don't know. Very bizarre scams people are running.
That's quite weird. I should try that one.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. Yeah, see if it works. Damn, I'm trying to think about. I had a really good question for you. I forgot what it was now.
My amazing guitar skills.
No. Although that sounds cool. You could chat about that.
No, I don't have amazing guitar skills. I'm just joking.
Yeah, me either.
I love doing stuff like that. It's just my amazing guitar skills. What? No. My rugged good looks, something like that.
Well, that's what you were Yeah, you cracked that one before. You're like, man, yeah. This is embarrassing. I completely forgot what I was going to ask you. I think it was along the lines of the YouTube videos and doing stuff. I think that's awesome. You have a channel. I've been trying to tell more people that I know who have been asking me about what they should do with music. And I was just talking to somebody, I drive for Lyft. I don't know if that's it's like a car sharing service and ride sharing. I was just talking to this young guy about, well, I guess I'm a young guy too, but I was talking to this guy who's about 10 years younger than me. And he was talking about being a trumpet player and doing some stuff. And I said, tell him about the channel. And because he was like, oh, I want to teach or something, but there's not a lot of jobs out there for musicians. And it's kind of a tough path. It's my passion. And I was like, you should start a channel, start lessons, do some videos on trumpets and try different things, because I've really been telling everybody I know that can do it, even if they can do it once a month, to start doing some videos on something they enjoy, because it's been a very life-changing experience for me in a lot of ways. Like, I would have never been able to have this coherent of a conversation with people like you, having not been putting myself in front of a camera for the past couple of years or past year and a half. So just that alone is a skill that, I'll have for the rest of my life. So, but, just for people that are looking for an outlet, I think it's a great outlet,
as long as you're not looking at, as long as you're not trying to get it as a popularity contest, because that just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work for that. But I mean, in terms of, because obviously I met you. I met like a whole collection of awesome people that are into the same stuff I'm into. And everybody's doing the fall song challenge and that stuff. And that's really cool. And like I don't have the access to those type of people locally, and I don't know. I just think it's really cool. But I agree with you. Yeah, it's to do it as like a popularity thing, or I don't know. I think just as like an outlet for people. I just have a passion for doing videos and like teaching people what I know about what I know, because it's a very specific subset of information, I guess. But I don't know. I really enjoy it.
Well, I was surprised at the number of people who have 4-tracks, because
Me too.
it was about 10 years ago. I was going to sell mine, and he was going to give me $30 for it. He says, well, nobody wants them.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking, and it's like, and they're going for $600, $700. And
It's insane. It's insane.
What? That's crazy.
I know. I was going to do a video on that. Have we reached peak 4-track? And talk a little bit about the pricing and stuff, because I got mine for $50, locally.
Yeah.
I think I actually paid less because I talked them down. I think it was $40 and a cup of coffee. No, just kidding. But no, I think it was like, I talked them down a little bit, but it's just crazy. I think locally you can still find deals, but I've noticed those prices. I don't know. I think more people are getting into cassettes and, that kind of a thing, but there's definitely, I wonder where it'll stop. Are we going to see $1,000 at some point in a couple of years? Like, I don't know. Or is it going to crash? Or
I might sell mine if it's $1,000. That
I know, me too.
I have two of them here. I have my friend who passed away. I have his old one. It was funny because when my friend's friend, because he was the one divvying out stuff for that my friend owned. Let's just go further with this. So Don, who died, my friend Al, he said to me, I have a 4-track. Do you want it? I said yes. Well, actually, it was two things. He says I have a guitar for you as well. Yeah, I hold on, just 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
I gotta get the guitar.
Gotta think what I was gonna ask you. I can't remember. Was it something to do with Tim Hortons? I don't know.
So, okay. Don's wife, the one who passed away, she said to me she wanted to give me a guitar. This was actually my first electric as well, because I was a bass player. And my friend Al says, before I give it to you, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I'm going to learn how to play. And he says, good, because I don't want you to sell it. So this is a Japanese Fender Strat.
Nice.
It's an 80s model.
Wow, that's nice.
Now, what was funny about this is that Arm's Length, that was the band we were in, and that's what's here. This sticker, we were giving them out at Mohawk College, and I think about a month later, Don was going through the pawn shops, and he saw this guitar with this sticker on it.
Oh my gosh!
And so he says, well, I have to buy it now.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And I don't think he realized, this is a beautiful guitar. I've used this one for recording many times.
Really nice, yeah.
Now, it is covered in stickers, and I know people hate that, but I'm not taking the stickers off. That was my other friend's band, Minstrel Cycle. Don't ask. That's he was originally Killer Instinct, and then they found out somebody had the name, so he went with Minstrel Cycle. So.
Huh. That's quite a difference, I feel like.
Well, yeah, this was my first. This was the guitar that I learned on. I got it about 4 or 5 years ago.
Nice.
And
it's a relic right there.
And this is my idiot cat who keeps rubbing the microphone.
Nice. What's his name? Oh my gosh.
His name is Lucky. He has an awesome story too. He was born in my barn.
Wow.
And his mother was a Maine Coon.
Oh yeah, he looks pretty big.
Yeah, she was actually a stray. She had all her kittens in in my barn, my shed. He fell from 6 feet, and I went and I picked him up, put him back with her. She abandoned him. He fell again, and I was like, okay, that's it. So I brought him in the house, and because I was trying to find a rescue to take the cats because we didn't want another cat. I had my old cat died. He was 18 years old, and I was like, okay, we're not getting another cat. And now he's a year and a half old, and he's still here. So,
and I'm assuming he's lucky because he fell twice.
Yeah, he's lucky because he fell twice and he's still alive, and now he's in this house. And I love your cat. He's
Calvin. Yeah. He was patrolling around here somewhere. He seems to be the unsung hero star of the channel. You know, a lot of people. There's actually a Cat Bro tribute song. I'll have to send it to you if you haven't heard it. I think Jeb made it. It's really wild. Yeah, it's funny. He like sampled Calvin like in one of the videos or live streams he was talking, you know, so it's pretty nuts. Yeah, I don't know where he is, otherwise I'd show you to him.
Yeah. And then we have 2 Great Danes. They're both rescues as well. And I'm 6'7".
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I knew you were tall. I didn't realize that's crazy.
I was going to get a shirt made that says I'm 6'7", just so next time I'll do a show. I'll just say I'm 6'7". It's right there. Well, careful, cat. My guitar's right there.
You should do a video on like tall people problems or something.
Oh, I have. You're on my Instagram now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if you go through there, you'll find some, and you'll find some pictures, tall people problems, because we went to Prince Edward Island this year for vacation. And we're in the one hotel, and my head is just like right on the shower. It's like right here. And so I took a picture of it, and the bed was small, so I got like about a foot off the bed with my legs and that. And yeah, tall people problems. I used to drive a Ford Focus, which everybody's shocked about, but it was
it's like pretty small, right? Pretty small car.
Oh yeah. I used to work in Toronto, and that's an hour and a half away from here. That's a lot of gas, so I had a Ford Focus to drive there all the time.
Oh yeah, wow! Because if you're like a half hour from Niagara, wow, yeah. That's a haul.
Yeah, I work in St. Catharines now, so I don't have to go that far. Nice. It's only a half an hour now.
That's like the other way, right?
Yes, cool. Which is even better. And I take all the back roads because I'm up on the escarpment, which is the hilly area. So I just take all the back roads into St. Catharines, and then it works out great for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like when my wife's, she had a Jack Russell, and it passed away. When it passed away, even before she passed away, she was 15 when she passed away. And I had said, well, if we get another dog, I want something big, so when I walk down the street, I don't look weird. Like, I'm not walking with a Chihuahua. That's one thing I'm not walking with. And so her friend runs a rescue. I'm going to plug it. Blue Collar Canines in Cayuga. If you need an animal, Blue Collar Canines, Cayuga. She also does a petting zoo. She does a mobile petting zoo.
Nice.
So I ended up, so she went there after her dog died. She went there to drop off some food for, just donate whatever food we had left. And she saw George, who's a big black Great Dane. He was 9 months old, and she fell in love with him. And so, I went the next day, met him, and well, of course I loved him. And now he's in the house. And then Gracie, who's the other Great Dane. If you're on my Instagram, you'll see pictures of both of them.
Cool. And just so people can follow you, what's your Instagram? It's just MPF Project now, or did you change it?
Yes, it's the MPF Project as far as I know.
So at the MPF Project, cool.
Yes, and that's my Twitter account too. But I hate Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really mess with Twitter either. That's why I was surprised. Like, once in a while I go there and I just like kind of check the notifications. Sometimes somebody will send me a message, but that's why like today it was funny because I saw that you tweeted at me the video. So I was lucky.
I thought it was the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
So Yeah. So when you do videos, like I know for myself,
Okay.
I do, because I don't have a lot of time during the week. I generally do like a batch on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
I try to be 2 weeks ahead of myself all the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
No, it's not.
So
It's not easy doing the YouTube game, I'll tell
no.
you.
And so so like right now I have a video for November 12th, I think. And I actually I have a in my calendar, just so I know that I'm not putting a video on top of another video, so like two come out at the same time or anything like that.
That's smart.
But yeah, it's just
That's what you
it's
got to do,
insane.
though. The batch processing, like doing as many as you can when you can do them. Because I used to do them when I was, started one at a time, edit them one at a time, etc. Now I kind of am always filming and always having, like I have a bunch that I need to edit, but I kind of film as much as I can when I'm filming, and then edit them as I need to. Lately, I've been it's a little bit different now. I'm ahead on the Friday videos. That was like the main day that I always do. But I've been trying to put out more during the week. Just trying to, because I can do them pretty quick now. So I'm trying to do a couple different, like try different ones, like that Sonic Youth one that you saw.
Yeah.
That came out today. Like just some different talking points. Trying to cover some current events in the music stuff, and that's pertinent to the lo-fi recording and stuff. So.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
never,
it's important. It's important to batch. That's the only way to really get ahead of it.
I never got the appeal of Sonic Youth. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like that's
I
that's
couldn't.
one of those things. They're like one of those bands that's like very. There's like the line of demarcation, and you either love them or you don't like them. I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of the.
I grew up in that era, and I was
Right.
like, I didn't care for them. And it's funny because I found that I've gone through, like, my record collection goes from the late 30s, like 1930s,
Wow.
to like I'd say about 2007. But you can see like where they'll fade, like it'll be low here, like a few here, and then it'll grow, and then it'll go low again. Like I don't know if you heard the new Stone Temple Pilots song.
I
We
didn't know there
were
was a new one.
Yeah, well,
I guess it's a new old one because Scott
I
Weiland,
did no,
R.I.P.
it's a new one. They have a new singer,
Oh, right.
and so I was listening to that. Well, I first it was on the radio. So first they played Vaseline, and then they played the new song, and like my wife, who's not musically, she heard the second song. She goes, "Wow, the recording is crap on that," and it is. It's terrible. You can tell they used digital drums, and they weren't trying as hard as they were back then. Like, because you listen to Vaseline and it just sounds amazing, and then
Yeah.
this was like tinny, and it's like, and I'm not even
Wow.
talking about this. I'm not even talking about the fact it's a different singer. This is just the playing, and I've always loved the bass playing in Stone Temple Pilots songs because it's intricate, and this was just straight, just like almost like just play the root and go along with it, and
Yeah.
it's not impressed. And
Interesting.
you'd think that they would try to put something good out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things. I feel like when people reach a certain level, artists reach a certain level of notoriety, or I always think like the worst that you can do is think that you're like really good, because I
Yeah.
feel like once you think that you're good, and maybe you are, but once you have that shift of like, you don't have to work as hard to make something good, then everything I do is good, and ipso facto or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I was just shocked. I was like, yeah, that's like the quality was gone.
I'm gonna
So
have to
when
check that
you,
out.
yeah, when you record yourself, how do you do it? Do you have like a little mixer that you have everything going in and then into the computer?
You mean in terms of like music? Hold on, I gotta
Well,
do my camera thing again here.
okay, just a sec. Oh, gotta look for an open spot. Hang on.
Sure. Yeah, take a second. Let's see.
There we go. No, I finally got my sound to where I like it. I have my little Behringer mixer. I'm going from that, and I'm going directly into the line out in the computer through the headphone jack on the Behringer mixer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting hum anymore. It's sounding good. I just use Audacity to do the audio really, but I'm finding that I'm using the screen capture on Video Studio more than ever now too, which is what I'm doing right now.
Cool.
So, yeah, let's see. Is it still recording? Still recording as far as I can tell.
Dope.
And then your little picture pops up when I do that. Hopefully it's not just you in the picture because it's...
Well, no,
I don't know.
Yeah, I got... Oh, right, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully it's not, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just wondering because I'm looking at it. Whenever I pop it up, then your little picture shows up here. And, yeah, I think it is just you. Why didn't it split it? Oh, that's okay. Hang on. I'll do this. Stop.
Oh, well, you have your camera going too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go full screen. No, I don't have my camera going on this one.
Oh, okay.
Full screen, so now it will pick up. Okay, now it'll do both.
Okay.
So it'll just be you for a while. I don't know what you want to do with that.
I'll have to. Before we end the call, I will. Yeah. I'm gonna exactly. Hold on. Let me screen grab that. Wait a second. Wait. Yeah. Good. Do a good one here. Hold on. Let me get a. Okay. Hold that pose. All right, sweet.
Oh, I got one. There you go. All right,
cool. Hold that. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, I got like a screen grab. Oh man, that sucks. Well, that's the thing with doing this stuff. It's like live and learn, But had we not done it, we wouldn't have known what we know now about it,
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like about YouTube. It's a constant learning process, and I don't know. Nobody knows how to do this unless they do it as their industry or something. Like, I never learned how to do any of this stuff. Yeah. It's like you kind of have to trial by fire, learn as you go, and I think that's what I enjoy. That's what I love about it. It's at the end of the day, you're just learning so much.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm trying to because I want to do my Rocksmith ones because I do Rocksmith every Monday, like the first of the month Mondays. And
cool.
And what I want to do is because the one that's coming out for next month is me saying because I find that with Rocksmith I can play Rocksmith I'm getting better at the guitar, I'm getting better at the bass, but when I walk away I don't know how to play the song. I just can't play the song. I just can't remember it. So what I want to do for December is I'm going to try to log myself playing. And I'm gonna do like a part. I'm gonna do like a part of the song, learn that, walk away, learn it, do the next part, walk away, learn it, keep doing that, and seeing if at the end of the month I can actually just play the song without even, without even using the software.
Yeah.
So
can you give us just like at home like a brief rundown of what Rocksmith is, just for anybody listening?
Rocksmith is I don't like to call it a game, but it's along the same lines as like Guitar Hero and all that, Rock Band and all that kind of stuff. The difference is you use your actual guitar, you use your actual bass, and you then play. And so every week they have downloads. You play actual songs. They have games on it and all this, and it's actually a lot of fun. I'm addicted. I play every morning before I go to work. I try to get at least 15 minutes in.
That's awesome.
And then you play different songs. I've spent way too much money on the downloads. I think I've probably spent over $1,000 just on the downloadable content for it.
Oh my gosh.
And well, if you want to learn other songs, then that's what you do. I have it for the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4. I just bought it yesterday for my PC because I want to try to record off the screen instead of because I was doing too hokey. I was doing a camera here, like here onto the monitor, and then I have the other one facing me. I'd rather just try to get a better screen on the monitor and use that and use the sound off of that. That's not working out right now.
Do you ever consider like a capture card?
Yeah, but that's money.
Yeah.
And I ended up this is where Facebook and other social media sites are really good. All I did was
I just remember what I was going to ask you. I just remembered.
What?
That's what it was. I was going to ask you. Well, I'll write it down. You keep going.
Okay. And so on Facebook, I went to the Rocksmith, one of the Rocksmith forums. I just asked, okay, I said, I signed up for Steam. I want to put it on my PC. Right now they want $50. I know that they're going to have a sales. Anybody know when the sale's going to be? And then one guy responded back and says, well, if you go here, he says he said it was 11 American, and I was like, well, 11 American, that's not bad. And then I went on the site and I signed up, and it was 13 Canadian. I'm like, okay, well, 13 Canadian, that's much better than $50.
Sure.
So I ended up buying it and downloading it. So now I got it off of Steam. I just got the code for it, and now I'm trying to get it so that I can record with it, like record the screen, and so I can play it.
That's
record.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what was your question about Facebook besides it declining?
Declining like attention, or what do you mean? Or people on there?
Less people.
Yeah. Because I was just talking to Freddie. He's a friend of mine from the UK. I met him through the channel again. Yeah. Another great reason to do YouTube. Another international friend, and he's in Belgium. He's British, and he does some music there. And Freddie, if you're listening, shout out to Freddie. And he was actually on the podcast a few podcasts ago. But so I was talking to him briefly on Instagram DM, and he was saying, we were talking about just as a musician, it's kind of hard. You know, you kind of have to manage all these social media platforms and pick which one works for you.
Yes.
And the thing is, I noticed that Facebook too, and he has as well, is that it is in sharp decline. It's kind of a ghost town. But the one thing I've noticed with some of these other YouTubers that I follow is that the caveat is, well, I'll say, so they seem to have pretty popular or pretty big Facebook followings or Facebook group followings.
Yeah.
And I've noticed like because I know that you're a frequenter of the like 4-track related Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I've been on that one. I don't really go on Facebook much, so I don't really use it as much. But I use the Digitac one. That's like the drum machine I have. There's a lot of great info. So it seems to me, and this is, I guess, because it's a roundabout way of me asking my question to you, is it seems to me that Facebook is in decline, but the Facebook groups seem to be a very good way of connecting with people with your similar interests. So
Yes.
as somebody who frequents those groups, like, what do you think about Facebook versus Facebook groups, you know, for music? Because that's kind of what I was getting at with Freddie was, well, Facebook itself, you know, I don't really use it, but I'm starting to think that after, you know, seeing your involvement in the groups, and then, you know, what Freddie's been telling me with the electron stuff, you know, that I'm into, it seems like Facebook groups is the way to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it works well. Yeah, I would say that the one thing I dislike about this is about me with the Facebook groups, because you know, I like, you know how this is. You have your channel, you have your music, you're trying to promote it.
Sure.
And I actually got called out on one of the pages for it.
Oh, really?
About spamming, and I'm like, and I said, yeah, duly noted. I'm not doing it on here again. So, but yeah, it's just because you're trying to build your audience.
Absolutely.
And the only way you can really build your audience is to promote yourself.
Yeah.
And so the problem is you piss people off because you're bugging them. But yeah, it's
well, I guess it depends though. Like, because I feel like I've seen people who are promoting themselves, but they do it in a way like, you know, they put a video that says, "Hey, here's a tutorial on how to use X."
Yes.
You know, and I feel like that's not really. I don't know. If somebody considers that spammy, it's more of. I mean, I think that has more to do with the person, because that doesn't seem. If you're part of a 4-track group, and I posted a video that said, "Hey, I made this video on how to make a 4-track, or not make a 4-track, how to record a song on a 4-track." Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like,
I don't think it's spammy, but it was on a gear page, and I put my first gear finder on there, which is the Bad Monkey. And some people commented, "I hate the Bad Monkey. I like the Bad Monkey." And then one guy put, "I hate when people spam things to promote their YouTube channel." So I was like, okay, you know that. But I
Well, yeah, I don't
find,
know. I feel like that says more about that person
yeah,
than your pursuit of like just making a video about the Bad Monkey. Like, because
yeah.
that's one that's on my list too. I wanted to do, because that's like one of those pedals that's has a very funny reputation. But I don't know. I wouldn't get deterred by that. I mean, I think if you're like blatantly, if somebody, not saying you, but somebody's just blatantly, because like everybody knows like they have like a pretty good spam detector.
Yeah.
If you're just going on there every day and I think it depends if
Well,
you're adding to the conversations or if you're just going there and saying, "Hey, look at me," and then running away. Like that's.
well, this is the gear hater site, so I generally have a positive attitude about gear, so it's kind of funny. So I'm the black sheep of the group, and I think
Right.
there are a lot of I think a lot of them are like keyboardists and things like that, and EDM kind of music, which I'm not.
Yeah.
So, but no, like I find, like, because I'm on the 4 track group. I think it's a 424 group. I'm on the digital Tascam group.
Nice.
That one I actually we ended up getting into a huge discussion because see this, yeah, you can relate to this one as well. I got into we got into a discussion because they decided to make the group private, and I was like, why? You're recording. You want to share your recordings with people, and the number of people who said, "Well, I just want to know how to work the thing." I'm like, but you want to know how to work it because you want to record your music and then share it. And I was like, and it's like, well, why? That's what it's all about. That's the end result. The end goal is I wrote this. I'm recording it. I finished recording it. I've mixed it. I like it. Here, right? That's
Sure.
well, and I'm like, well, why would you close that? So that happened, and then I think somebody on there decided to because people are like, well, I don't want to hear about other people's music. I'm like, holy smokes, that's the whole point of recording and sharing is you want
Oh,
to,
I see. Hmm.
And so one
But
guy
how would
ended up,
making the group private? I don't understand
well,
how
it's
making the group private would
be,
alleviate that.
because then they feel because they just want the group to know what they've done. They don't want anybody else to know. That's why,
Hmm.
which which is fine, but I was against it, and I was like, you're doing this to promote, you're doing this because you want to share your music, you actually want people to hear it,
Yeah.
and but a couple guys were like, well, I just want to know how to work the machine. I'm not, I'm not looking to share my music, and I
Hmm.
thought, wow, you spend X amount of dollars on a piece of equipment, and then you're just going to use it for yourself and hide away in your little room and that's it. And it's like that's insane.
Hmm.
That for me that was I would say that was the one thing that also pulled me back in was because in the back of my mind I had 10 songs on a 4 track. They weren't done, and I wanted to finish them. I wanted them to be done. I wanted them to be out there. That was my goal in since I started. Like I think the first recordings we did with the one band, that was a band that fell through. That was the first band that fell through. We started that in like '92, and we were supposed to have something out in '94. Well, we ended up breaking up in '94, and in '95 I started again. And the first thing I told Don was, "Okay, I have 10 songs. I want to record them." Actually, at that time I had 9 because the guitarist had he had written a song and he says I couldn't use it, which was fine. And then in the end he came around and he was the one who actually finished the song with me because there was one of the songs that Don didn't have he Don hadn't put any guitar down for it, so he ended up finishing it with me. And I'm getting a little upset because I miss Don.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Mike.
Yeah, but that's it was always in the back of my mind. I want to get this out, and I will say that I definitely had a shock when I finished and I released it because I was used to you put it on a cassette, you go to a show and you sell all your cassettes that night,
Yeah.
and now it's like I put it on CD Baby. It's released all over the world, and nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, times have changed. Because you go in with certain expectations and then nothing, and it's like, wow. So it's
Yeah.
just, I'm up to $7.03 now. And that's what was it, 2014?
Yeah. What would you say your end goal is with your music then, Mike?
Well, now it's just I just want to record and release it. I have so much. I still
Yeah.
have tons of songs that
Just
I've
for the
written.
fun of it, right?
Yeah, I've got tons of songs that I've got written down, and I just want to get them out there.
Express them.
I don't mind spending the money to release them. That's not the problem. I'm not doing another album though, but it's a matter of just I want to get them out there. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
I have 4 songs that I'm doing with my friend Dean and Adam. If you watch some of the live ones that we've done, like studio live ones we've done in here, like Adam plays drums, Dean plays guitar, and I told them, okay, we got 4 songs. We're gonna do an EP, get them done. That was 2 years ago, and we just started doing the drums and guitars on the one song, and then Adam listened to it and goes, yeah, I don't like my drums on that. I want to do them again. And so it's like,
That's
great.
sounds like a pretty classic story. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of, it's I want to get the stuff out there. I want to, I want to get it all out before I die. And I'm just enjoying it. And I find YouTube really helps that because you have to fill your content. So you push yourself to get something out there. And
Yeah. So I think it's all about, and it's all about showing up, that's the biggest thing,
you don't want to do crap content.
Hmm.
And so, you just keep trying to do better. But
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to invest in some lights in here. I just have
Well, I
an
was going to say
allergy.
the one thing, have you ever tried, I don't know how sunny it gets in there, but if you
It's too
face,
sunny.
maybe face the window,
Yeah,
because like that's the
that's
one
the
thing
east.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because when I first started, I was I just used natural light. I didn't have lights, but I used the sunlight, and that's
yeah,
like really good, So I don't know if it would make sense to rearrange things toward that. Lights. I got the ones I had. I think they were like $20 each.
yeah,
The ones I started with, and I only just upgraded them because I don't know. I don't know. It felt like it was time, and I just wanted to try them out because I'd always heard, especially after watching some of that guy Peter McKinnon stuff and him talking about lights, and it's really important. It's funny. It's like one of those things I feel like people don't talk about, but the lighting I think is really crucial to the way things look.
yeah. Well, I have noticed that sometimes my pictures aren't as grainy, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that will probably help
Yeah,
if I figure that out. It's just
yeah, yeah,
it's one of those on the back burner things. You're like, oh yeah, I'll get to that and figure it out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all a learning process. I didn't know anything about this stuff when I was starting, and now it's like I have all this knowledge about cameras more than I ever knew, lighting, speaking, all this stuff I always say. It's funny. It's almost like the music and recording stuff is secondary to that sometimes.
You got everything you need. Well, yeah, because I had one guy was watching one of my videos. He watched the 51, the 4 where it was 5 of me on the screen,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then he asked me, "Well, how'd you do that?" And so I was like, "Okay, well, so I made a video how I did that."
That's
So
cool.
yeah, well, you try to give people what they ask for. If you can do it in a
Yeah, yeah.
video, then
Oh yeah.
you cover it that way. So I did that was a weekend one. I just did that one quickly. And yeah, I find it frustrating when there's a lot of things going on the weekend, and you're like, oh, I can't get any videos done now. I'm going out.
Yeah.
That's why I always try to be 2 weeks ahead of myself so I can that way I have a little bit of a buffer in case I get behind.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean that's what happened with me with the podcast. That's why I started doing the ones by myself, just because I was ahead a little bit, and then I just kind of got lazy with it, and that's why this is really big helpful. I mean, this is going to come out on Thursday, but it is a constant, making sure you can get stuff done and prioritizing the time to do it.
Yeah,
So,
it's a constant
but it's
fight.
it's worth it. I think it's worth it though. It's better than spending time watching TV or I don't know, whatever else people do that is just kind of like a time sink.
Yeah, well, you got to spend time with the family sometime.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's why on Wednesdays I'm here till 8, and then I go. That's why I say, okay, see you guys. Then I go spend time with the family because she's taking a night course right now, and then I'm in a barbershop choir on Tuesdays. So Wednesday is the only day that I can see her.
Right.
So, and then on Thursdays I have church choir, and yeah, it's insane. It's
Well,
not
it
as
sounds like
bad.
you're really active. You know,
Well,
that's awesome.
I am now, yeah, and yeah, it's better than last year. I had a barbershop choir, barbershop quartet, church choir, and then band practice. I got to try to find a day for band practice again because that was Tuesdays, and now I'm at a different barbershop choir, so now that's yeah, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
It's like you got a lot going on.
Yeah, and
Cool.
I quit taking drum lessons because I just didn't have time, and I wanted something to a day where I didn't have to worry about stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate that. I hate when you're supposed to practice something and then you don't get a chance to practice it, and then you walk in and go, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to practice it.
Oh, I know, I know. That kills me too.
You know,
I hate that.
because I feel like I'm wasting that person's time now.
Well, you're also wasting your time. You
Yeah.
know, especially if
So
you're paying for them. You know.
yeah. So I'm getting better at drums. I actually like on the song on Mr. Nobody. I actually like the drum sound I did on that one. I think that was better than the last one, Web of Lies. So I was happy
That's
with
what it's all
that.
about. You know, just
Yeah.
just make it a little better each time. Try to change something up. You know.
So you enjoyed that, eh? Me doing like showing all the different parts and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I thought it was really cool because I know you had mentioned on one of the other videos or at
yeah.
some point, or maybe you emailed me or something
Well,
and said,
it was because of your video where you were. Oh, somebody just subscribed to me.
"Nice, dude."
That's gonna show up on your screen when I give you the video.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, it was one of yours. I think it was your one of your songs you did. Because I asked you about because I said, did you record the guitar and the vocals at the same time? And then you had because it was 4 videos of you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's much easier because then you don't have to try to match yourself
Yeah.
because you've already recorded yourself. You videotaped what you were doing, so your recording is exactly your video, like the what you were doing. So
Yes.
you don't have to
Yes.
try to match it, and it's like
No, that's crazy, Mike.
that's brilliant. I'm
That
like,
that would be so
wow.
crazy. Well, the thing is, I'm just really lazy, so like I try to figure out the quickest, like shortest, the
Well,
best shortcut, you know?
it's not just lazy. It's like that. But honestly, as a software developer, that's what you do. You try to come up with,
Yeah.
okay, I have this procedure I got to write. How can I make it so that I can use it somewhere else as well? And
Yeah.
that's what you did.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
and so it's like that's brilliant. I'm like,
Well, I
yeah.
think it's funny. You're like, that's brilliant, but it's just stone cold laziness.
But it was perfect. And
Nice.
with me, I also wanted to show because like on the 50 video, I did that with the 50 video. If you watch the how I did that, I show how I did the
The
crowd
multiple.
the crowd
Yeah.
vocals. Yeah, because that's it's kind of it's I think it's kind of neat doing that, and if you know what you're doing with it, I can thank Glenn Fricker for part of that because
Cool.
yeah, I'm wearing his shirt too. Bassist Larry.
Oh, that's so funny. I was like, that sure seems familiar. I meant to ask you about that. Yeah, I like Glenn's stuff a lot. I've been watching. I did that one viewers comment video for 424, and that's kind of like stolen from his,
Yeah.
Spectre Media.
Oh
As
yeah.
I really like his stuff. He's
I like it when he does like the Mr. Nice Guy thing, and
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
just makes me laugh because that's just not him, and it's
Right.
hilarious to watch. But yeah, like
Now he's up in Canada too, right? Is he anywhere
yeah,
near you or
he's in I think he's close to Windsor. So
Windsor? Okay.
he's southern, and it's about 4 hours away from where I am. It's funny because I sent him a message because I was waiting for this shirt, and it was like 2 weeks, so I emailed him and said, "Hey, I'm waiting for the shirt. I don't know what's going on." And he says, "Well, where are you located?" So I told him, and he goes, "Really? I have family. I think they either live they either live in Hamilton or they live close to where I am. And it was just really funny because he grew up. I think he grew up in Hamilton, which is the other way, which is not that far from me either.
Hmm.
And yeah, no, I really like him. I'd like to meet him someday. Well, I'd like to meet you too, but I'm not going down there right now with your president and all that stuff. So
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I don't want to get deeper into that one. I don't want to get political. That's Facebook. I don't want to be like Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, we'll steer away from it.
And
Well,
but
you should try to do something with Glenn, maybe reach
well,
out to him, see
yeah,
if you could.
he's more metal though, and I'm
Yeah. But you
so
guys are both Canadian YouTubers,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
And then there's I don't know if you
That's
follow.
cool that he's that close to you too.
Do you follow Samurai Guitarist at all?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I think he's in Windsor. I like him too. He's cool.
The Canadian YouTubers are like some of the best, I think. They're some of them and some of the most popular, and they do I don't know what it is, but there seems to be a something in the water up there. I don't know.
It's funny if you look at all the comedians in the States, a lot of them are Canadian.
Yep.
It's just because we're funny people,
Yeah.
and now that
And super nice too.
yeah,
I think helps a
and
lot too.
yeah, somebody posted because marijuana is legal here now, and somebody posted what was it? I think it was one of those. What is it? It's that winter is coming guy with the from Game of Thrones where he's standing there with the thing and it says be careful, the Canadians are coming and they're even nicer now or something.